Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories happening right now. And topping the list for us tonight, the death toll rises to double digits after Hurricane Helene left many regions in East Tennessee devastated. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency says 3 of the deaths are here in our viewing area, 2 in Cocke County and 1 in Knox. The other 8 are in the northeastern part of the state, 4 in Unicoi County, 2 in Washington, and then 1 each in Johnson and Greene counties. Governor Lee continuing his tour across East Tennessee to assess the damages caused by floodwaters. The governor landed in Cocke County this afternoon to get the latest update on the state of the county. He met with local officials and spoke with flood victims at the county's water distribution center. As we reported, 2 people have been killed in that county, and as he has visited a lot of the areas damaged by the storm, the governor says this is an extremely rare situation.
It's certainly different than any that I've seen before. We've had flooding, we've had tornadoes, but we haven't had flooding like this. The extent, the flash nature of it, the rate of water rise. So we have focused on creating what we're calling really a survivor focus on this response. It's a survivor-centric response.
Now, Governor Lee continued to say there is a strong state response currently in the area. He says there are 400 National Guard troops, 400 TDOT workers, and 200 highway patrol troopers with boots on the ground. Now, to a follow-up to the water situation in Cocke County, water service slowly being restored. The Newport Utility Director says 2 pumps at the water treatment plant are functioning. They are actively working to fix the remaining pumps, but it will take some time. The boil water notice, though, is still in effect. Local churches in the Newport community have been taking the state motto to heart, volunteering their time to help out their less fortunate neighbors. Let's check in with 6 on Your Side reporter Don Dare for more on their efforts.
We'll come back if you need more.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it.
You are welcome.
Lincoln Avenue Baptist Church is filling a need never before experienced in Newport. As soon as its parking lot opened last Sunday to receive people who needed help, they came. You're not a member of the church?
No. No.
Yet here they are helping you.
Exactly. No questions asked. I am amazed and I'm so pleased to see that the community has come and pulled together so quickly.
Rags, masks, cleaning supplies, all that fun stuff.
At Newport's First United Methodist Church, volunteers continue to load supplies for families who have been without necessities since Friday night.
We come to get some water and a few cleaning supplies, maybe some diapers.
How short are you on these supplies?
Very short.
Trailers full of paper products, water, and food have arrived from as far away as Middle Tennessee.
Considering the circumstances that we're under, we have just been blessed the last few days with East Tennesseans and God's grace just pouring in right now, giving us the supplies that we need to try to get to people as fast as we can.
And that's Don Dare reporting for us. Another outreach program helping our neighbors in East Tennessee is through the East Tennessee Foundation. The money will help provide shelter, medical care, food, and other basic needs for people who have lost just about everything in the floodwaters. If you would like to make a donation, you can scan that QR code right now, or you can make checks payable to the East Tennessee Foundation. And for more on the foundation, go to WATE.com. You know, we've seen damage in all parts of Cocke County, and that includes the small town of Hartford that sits near the Tennessee-North Carolina border. The river manager at Rafting in the Smokies tells us most of the people that live in Hartford work for one of the rafting companies there. So while many residents still have their homes, they're now, unfortunately, without a job. Now employees were joined by volunteers today to clean up what was left of their business. They suffered damage to their building, lost rafts, vehicles, saw the entire flow of the river change due to debris.
Obstacle course and a 4-sided climbing wall. That was all supported and accessed by a suspension bridge that went across the river. Unfortunately, the debris in the water, the force of the water, wiped all that out. It was, at one time, a 10-acre island. Now it's about a 5-acre island.
You know, we're told they've seen an outpouring of support from the local community and beyond, seeing people coming from as far as Chicago to help with cleanup. That area, by the way, currently inaccessible via Interstate as it is past exit 440 on the I-40 east side, which is where the highway is currently closed. Some people there are also still without power and water. And with flooding comes a lot of unwanted debris, and you're looking at aerial footage of the Douglas Reservoir. Fortunately, the Tennessee Valley Authority has a plan to make sure that a lot of this unwanted debris doesn't mess up the local water supply. TVA telling us it will be deploying a 4,000-foot-long boom across Douglas Lake, just north of Dandridge. The boom, which is a floating barrier that captures debris from the surface of a body of water and just below the surface, will make sure the debris stays away from the main water infrastructures further downstream. And
today, after surveying, we noticed there were a couple of other smaller debris fields behind that. So we're trying to get ahead of that as it moves downstream and put out a boom again that covers the entire length of the reservoir at a fairly narrow point.
Yeah, again, we're told the boom will be in place until further notice. For the safety of the crews installing the boom, as well as the safety of boaters, the TVA is advising the public to stay off the lake in that area until further notice. When severe weather brews and threatens buildings in your area, much like we have seen lately here in East Tennessee, it's important to make sure that you are covered. And for our neighbors who need their insurance after the effects of Hurricane Helene, the state is sharing some important information tonight. If your home was damaged and you have homeowners insurance, it's important to know what exactly gets covered. The State Department of Commerce and Insurance says most policies cover damages including wind, collapsed trees, or other falling objects. What is typically not covered: damage from a flood or damage from a storm if there is no damage to your roof or walls. But if you have been affected by a disaster, the Department of Commerce says to file your claim as soon as possible.
Reach out to your insurance agent, reach out to your insurance company, or let them know about the disaster that's happened. Take photos of the damages to your property. Take video of the damages that are to your property. Your policy may require you to make the notification within a certain time frame. You should contact your local insurance agent or the company directly.
Each policy is unique. If you have questions, as Walters just stated, reach out to your individual insurance company directly. Keep in mind significant detours in place between Tennessee and North Carolina as State Department of Transportation workers are attempting to address storm damage. We're hearing from TDOT to see if there is an update to when work will begin on I-40 and other major interstates near the Tennessee-North Carolina line and when they might reopen.
We know that folks want to see these roadways open. We want them to be open as well, and we'll work as quickly as we can to reconnect these communities. But unfortunately, right now, there is no time frame on when we'll have those reopened.
You know, a lot of you are asking about how to get back and forth from North Carolina. Maybe you're heading to the beaches for fall break. According to TDOT, traffic should use I-81 north through the Tri-Cities into Virginia, and then you take I-77 south back into North Carolina. TDOT recommends this route for anyone driving between East Tennessee and western North Carolina. For our last Big 7 story, too often we take for granted these simple parts of life until they're gone. That's an experience that we're seeing with the destruction from Helene. Now, as we've seen in the past week, something as simple as a shower becomes all but impossible when you don't have clean running water. That's why a cargo trailer converted into a mobile shower unit was such a welcome sight today outside Newport Pediatrics. And it's where we met Dr. Jennifer Sossaman, a Newport native who says that her community stepped up tremendously after Helene, supplying the office so it could keep treating patients.
We had a church donate us a porta potty so we could open. We had people hauling us water so we could open, and we haven't missed a beat. We've seen full schedule of patients every day. We can't see them in the building, but we're seeing people out in cars. We're giving shots out in cars. We're doing breathing treatment. You know, we're doing what we need to do.
Donors have helped stock Dr. Sossaman's office with diapers, wipes, formula. She says many of them are moms and dads showing up wanting to give to other moms and dads.